Hello, everyone. Hi, this is Issa. This is Issa LaPointe, and Melissa LaPointe, and she is beloved to me. She is my sister, friend, and I'm going to try to get this. She's my sister friend, and she's also a teacher and a mentor and a leader in her community. And yes, and so I wanted to welcome her today. And we were thinking about couple of things. But one of the things I'm getting a little feedback too, so I'm just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. There we go. That might be better. I want to be able to hear you though. Hey, I'm just turning down my volume. um, so we wanted to talk about a couple things. We wanted to talk about. Issa was talking a little bit about walking in balance and like facing struggles and how to come with faith. Um, And then I always like to talk about sanctuary and what sanctuary means to us right now, and how we can create sanctuary together in our communities, but also um, around the fall. And so, welcome, sister. Welcome to the sanctuary again. This is the second time I've had you on, so thank you. And we also have our series on the YouTube station on the order of things and on the seasons. So, welcome. And I thought this was just such a great topic of walking in balance through the struggle. And so, what is, um, well, for one thing, like, how can we do that? What are you doing that I could learn like a lot from? And because I think we're facing that right now. Like, I think everyone is facing that right now, and so I'm just curious about how you are facing those things and working with those things.
Um, um, I belong to these conversations and just bring in my mindset, um, to help others and me learn off of others. That's how we learn in life is from others listening and giving that time. So I really appreciate you providing this for me as well and this
It's just, yeah, it's my honor.
So in September, like the end of September, I was sick. I had like a cold or something. I don't know, but I just wasn't feeling up to par mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Um and I was searching for something. I didn't know what I was searching for, but I knew I was searching for something. And so one of the mornings, I always do my gratitudes in the mornings and I set my intentions. And I was thinking, okay, October's going to be starting here. What can I do to help myself? What
Mm.
can I do to gain? What can I do to, and then the word of balance came. And I
Oh,
was like,
interesting.
that's what I need is balance. And so I literally in my journal, like balance was big and bold. And I was just exploring the word balance and how I can help myself with that. Um, and of course, I was talking to family members and just bringing it up, just talking out loud
Yeah,
about balance and what I could do, what it means. You know, a word always brings energy or like emotion with it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I was like exploring balance, and I was listening to other people's definition or perspective of balance.
yeah,
And I came to terms that for October, I needed to search and explore balance. What does that look like for me? Especially during my teaching moments.
Oh, yeah.
with patience. I need a lot of that.
Yeah.
And and when you're sick, you don't have a lot of it. When you're tired, you don't have a lot of it. When
Mm.
you're in time, you don't have a lot of it. It's all the,
Yeah.
being a mom, being an auntie, being, everything that a woman plays a role in. It gets exhausting.
Yeah.
And so I was really exploring like balance, balance. How can I level myself out, And I thought of a scale. Like, so I was texting in the morning and I put balance. Like it was always like a reminder for me, in the morning.
Oh, nice.
So I put balance and a scale came up on the text emoji thingies, a scale.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, and I was
I
like,
love
"Oh,
it.
cool, that makes sense." Like,
Yeah.
you know, we're unbalanced, we're either, we're trying to weigh ourselves back out like this.
Yeah.
Um
The
so
scale.
yeah,
Oh,
so I was struggling in the classroom trying to teach, and my voice was not clicking for a majority of the students. Um, so I literally was walking around my children, just in circles, and I kept rewording myself, rewording, trying to make it simpler, trying to connect with the children, the students. And I put my book down, my teaching book, because I always use it as a guide.
ah,
I always teach from the heart, but I always use it as a guide just to steer me back.
yeah.
And I was like, I need to be within, I need to come back. I need to be, someone needs to steer me back. And who's going to
Yeah.
do that? Me? So I have all these lotions and sprays and whatever. So I was literally like spraying around in my classroom.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
the stress reliever stuff. And I was like, "You guys smell that?" And the little kids were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Hold on, you guys, hold your hands out." So they were literally sitting at their tables, like this, and I sprayed the mist up, and it
Oh.
just like gently, this, and they're like, "I feel it." And I was like, so I sprayed it and I was feeling it, and just the gentle float, the touch, I was the smell,
Mm,
it brought me it leveled me out, like it brought me
yeah.
back because my energy, my emotions, they were high. And I was like so fixated in tunnel vision on
Interesting.
trying to teach them this one thing, and it wasn't coming out how I needed them to receive it, comprehend it. Um, so I went and I did that, and then we went back to teaching, and it was it was good. And I was like, okay, so the smell, just the touch of it,
Yeah.
just the gentle touch of it, that brought us all down.
Mm,
And it was just like a ripple effect. And so I was more aware that um I also been doing lotion, like just on my hands, of especially when I'm all over the place, when I'm frazzled dazzled,
yeah.
I will get some lotion and I will just really like, it's more of like, I'm taking care of you, Melissa. Like,
Oh,
just
Melissa. Oh,
just
that's
calm down.
beautiful.
It'll be okay, and
Yeah.
just talking to myself and just really with the feel. I feel like that really have helped me find my balance too, and also bring me at a level, you know. Um,
It's like it's kinda like you're holding your own hand for a minute,
yeah,
like, It's okay, Melissa, like,
yeah,
I've got you, I'm holding your hand, yeah, I'm with you.
yeah, like the
Oh,
self love, just nurturing yourself. Um,
mhm.
we also like at the school, we also we have like a 10 a.m. break all the time, every day. 10 a.m. break, and um, we go outside
Yeah.
and we walk. Um, the kids have to like do a couple laps, and then they could play or just do
Yeah.
whatever. But um, we do a lot of walking during that time. I've noticed that during the time right now, it's fall. Everything's changing, everything's transforming, and so are we as humans, you know. So I'm trying to really take in, like, when I'm walking, I'm trying to take in Unchimaka of her changes, her transformation.
Mm,
But also, I'm trying to remember that even after we're falling or we feel dead, a part of us dies from time to time.
yeah.
Um, we always transform. We always bloom again.
Yeah.
Um, and just reminding myself that I have to hang tough. I have to do what I need to do in order to keep moving forward, you know? Like, we have the biggest blessing ever when we step outside. We see the transformation,
Yeah.
um, if we wanna see it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. If we
so
want to see it,
yeah,
if we make the space to see it, I'm so moved. Is by what you were by what you just said about we always bloom again.
yeah,
We always bloom again, and that things. I mean, it's like things are supposed to die. Like that's everything dies, everything changes. But I think we just fight that. We fight death. I mean,
we
um,
fight change, and that's,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
consistent in
yeah.
our everyday life is change, even
Mhm.
that interesting that you say that we fight against, death, change.
Yeah,
We fight against ourselves. We fight against people.
yeah,
We fight against groups, whatever it is, and it's like I always question myself, like, I'm in a different era right now. Like, I used to be that fighter, like, fight all the time. Whatever it was like, oh, I had to stand tall against whatever situation it was, Yeah,
like,
I was
put up your
ready
dukes,
to fight.
Yeah.
And even if I wasn't ready, I still fought. And it was exhausting.
Oh, and then you get knocked down because 'cause you're not
Yeah,
ready. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like, how many times I fell down so many times. I've lost so many times. I've done it all. But now it's like, what's the point of fighting when you could just live, That's
Yeah,
what we're here for. We're here to
yeah,
just live and fulfill our purpose. And we never know our purpose, we're just living our purpose. Like, if you do good, be good. I mean, that's really all we can do.
yeah, yeah. I appreciate what you just said about the change, but also about I just wanted to ask about, like, there's struggle and there's, being in the fight, but then there's also how do you have the feeling without a fight,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
I just thought that it's just such an interesting thing, and I wanna say hello to Cecilia, and thank you, Cecilia. You're so amazing and wonderful. I'm so grateful you're here, and yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah.
How do you fight without a feeling? Or is that what you said?
How do you have the feeling without a fight?
How do you have a feeling without a fight? Yeah, because your feelings really navigate you through.
And it's like,
And
how do I not yeah.
mhm, that's real. I've been really reflecting on my choice of life lately. Um, Sometimes I'm like, I could have probably advocated a little bit better. Um, I could have probably fought a little harder. Um, why didn't I feel? Why didn't I feel so passionate like how I used to, you know? Um, but I'm really, 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 really thankful for my gratitude in the morning. Um,
Oh,
it's going strong at least 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, like every single morning consistently. So it changes my mindset.
mhm.
And so when something's tough,
Yeah.
strong, the energy is high, frequencies are like crazy. Um, I really am thankful for the lesson, whatever lesson it is, even if I don't like it. There's a lot of times I
Right,
like it.
right,
But
yeah,
like, okay, thank you for bringing us forward.
yeah.
I have to see
And
something.
yeah, and to be grateful for the pain
Right.
because the pain is the teacher,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think what's important is like for me is to be like has been to be like, well, pleasure is also a teacher. Pain isn't the only teacher,
Right.
So I think a lot of it has to do with like and that fighter, like I also have that fighter in me. Uh and to really come to I liked what you said about like a different phase of your being, like you're in a different phase of your life um and I think that there's seasons to the year and there's also seasons to our lives and I appreciate what you're saying because I think we do ourselves a great disservice and others a great disservice if we aren't in the phase of life we're in. Like if we're trying to be younger, for instance, than we
Right.
are,
Yeah.
or if we're trying to be, if I'm like, you know, if I'm like an elder and I'm acting like I'm 16, it's not very becoming.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not an elder yet, but I'm super excited about being an elder and going to be one. But and I'm going to pull that elder card every single possible chance that I get when I get there. I'm going to be like, oh, I need to know,
Yeah.
you know. But I think that it's interesting because we were talking about seasons, and I hear you saying that you are in a different season,
Yeah.
and it's also less than becoming when a 16-year-old is acting like an old lady, like an elder, like so I think that it's or a 15-year-old or a 4-year-old but and there's some people just act like they're just in a different phase of life than they are. I'm just curious about.
I do like maybe they're especially when you're a lot older and want to be a lot younger, it's more of our ego.
Yeah,
Um and a lot of times our younger I see some and I probably was one of them. Like a younger me but
mm,
had a more older soul, like
yeah,
your older energy soul or
yeah,
really took that caretaker on that kind of role. Um and it makes me like how you keep saying phases. I'm I keep going back to like the moon phases.
mm,
Um we have so many phases that we live with, especially women.
right,
And so I'm really like I'm really stuck on that right now. And I'm trying to like gather my words and what I want to say with that. But I know if we keep talking it'll come.
yeah,
Um
yeah, and I think it's yeah, it's true about what you're saying about the phases and the tides and, and what it means to be going through these different cycles as women and also as human beings. Like
Yeah.
we all go through the cycle of youth and then we're supposed to go through a cycle of, learning who we are, figuring our shit out.
Right.
And we're supposed to go through a phase of like, standing there and, developing those contributions and giving them away. And then wisdom keepers, right? So it's like, and I think we've lost those things. It's one of the reasons I loved what your subject on balance and on the seasons and the phases and walking in balance.
Right. Right. We did. We lose a lot of things, and we also, adapt to new things too,
Yeah,
and new traditions, our new rituals,
yeah.
um, um, and which that's life, right? We always learn, we always adapt, we always
Oh, yeah,
change.
we're adaptable, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and so, um it's like there's no right or wrong way of finding balance, and everybody's balance looks different.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're all not going to be the same, but we can relate or connect, um, with what someone else is saying. And I think it's not like connecting like, "Oh, she did lotion. I'm gonna do that." You know? It's more,
Right.
"Oh, my spirit is wanting that," or, "I think that would be, like, a really great idea. I'm gonna try that." If it doesn't work, you know?
Yeah,
It's like trial and error for everything in my whole life. Like, that's how we learn, right? Trial and error.
yeah.
Um, so, yeah, it's like all these things, there's never a right or wrong way, which it might work for me now with my balance, but maybe next month it might not work, you know?
Yeah.
It might not bring me centered where I need to be. Um, I'm actually like exploring even more into my balance. So October, like I did really well exploring it and also finding like what I needed or what I wanted, So
Mhm.
the my five senses really um brought me back to my within, my center.
Mm.
And sometimes I like now that I'm thinking about it, like my center wasn't always like my center, you know?
Oh, yeah.
My center was like my heart. Sometimes my center was like my voice. Um
Yeah.
Sometimes my center was like my feet. It was always like in
That's so
different
interesting.
yeah. And I always made sure that because I was exploring, I really
Yeah.
wanted to explore that. I would always like question like why is it my feet? Like when I was walking. What do I more of? Um I sat with my voice for really well, not a long time, but like at least a week with my voice.
Wow.
Uh,
That's
I
amazing.
I knew that if I was to speak, I would have just kinda, like, threw up some words, and I did not want to hurt put energy
Yeah.
there. So I really sat with my voice and how to advocate.
Mm.
Um, I'm also still with my voice and advocating and finding the right words, and I think I'm sitting on it because I want it to be a change,
Yeah.
and I wanna grab the listener to be like, "Oh, I'm not getting chewed out. I'm I'm not in the wrong. she just wants better for me, for the younger
Oh,
generation,
yeah. Yeah.
know? Like, I want
Yeah.
it to be in that form. Um, so yeah, my exploring on balance has been like a really big adventure
And
within even within my body, just
yeah.
all over.
Yeah. And
And
yeah, I love what you're saying about balance, and I think that I mean, when I'm thinking about it, there's something about, sitting with my voice. It's interesting too that it's just sitting with my voice is something we used to do. Like, we used to think before we spoke. We used
right,
to it's like, "Oh, of course you would think before you said something," you know? Um, but now we've just been taught that, you know, we can just say anything we want and it doesn't matter, but it does matter. And it's this is so powerful because um, I think about, you know, how our words are medicine bundles. Like, our words are having an impact. Our thoughts are having an impact. Our words are having an impact. What we're exactly what you said about what we're putting out there, and to just be conscious about, is what I'm putting out there healing, you know? Because we have to have those hard conversations too, right? But, is this a healing conversation? Am I in a healing conversation? Or what kind of conversation am I in? You know,
right.
and what's my agenda about what I'm saying? And but it's really amazing to have hard conversations where I feel like I'm staying in balance. Like, that has been so when you said that, I was like, "Oh, I'm having hard conversations," which we need to have a lot more of, if you ask me, um, to resolve things. Um, we need to, and I'm like, not that anybody did ask me, but, but, to have these conversations in a way where, "Oh, I am in balance.
Right.
I am." You know, I'm in balance, and I can have this conversation that has those. I think you were talking about we're talking about the feelings, and how do we have the fight? How do we have the feeling without the fight?
Right.
Without the need to make, like, a fight that makes a mess.
Yeah.
A fight that brings us back into balance is different.
Mhm.
But not a fight that, like, yeah, takes us off our center.
Right. And I think, with the hard conversations, everybody steers away from them because no one wants to be wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like
Yeah.
when you're wrong, that's when you learn the best. And accepting that, like,
Yeah.
oh, the acceptance part of it, that's really hard to swallow.
Like, how about a little acceptance into,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And in today's society, it's like mm, those are not things we should be living by, you know? We're never wrong, and
Yeah.
acceptance is tough, conflict is tough, um, but at the same time, it's like we create all these things for ourselves, or we're in the midst of that kinda energy,
Yeah.
and then we're questioning ourselves, or we're in the messy stuff, and we're trying to get out of it,
Yeah.
and it's it
Instead of yeah.
and it
Instead of sitting with it, like
yeah,
what you were saying, like,
yeah,
"Oh, I'm sitting with my voice. I'm not trying to get away from it. I'm not trying to," but just sitting with who we are and where we are and what we're doing, you know?
right.
Mhm.
And you know what too is I always, walk with, your teaching of, like, the 24-hour, 48-hour, whatever rule
Oh,
of
yeah.
if it doesn't and I'm like, "Oh my god, my countdown is coming. I'm almost to my" and I'm like, "Shit." Um, and I still didn't find my words,
Yeah.
but I think just being gentle with myself during that time and being like, "It's okay."
Yeah.
Like, "So what?"
Yeah. 24 hours, it's
Uh,
okay. 7
yeah,
days. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's
and
okay.
yeah, you take your notes,
Yeah.
like, bullet point here, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, asking, I wanna have a good outcome. I don't think we don't go into these hard conversations with ourselves or with others because we don't know what the outcome's gonna be.
Right.
Or did we set good intentions, like, through these hard things, we can have good intentions and a good outcome and use good energy and be good relatives
Mhm.
to each other if our energies would just be at, you know, surface bay and we can hear each other, respecting each other. Like that's a huge thing. Respecting each other. I think we don't do that enough sometimes.
Oh my gosh. It's so interesting because, I mean, I love Substack, but sometimes I just see people write things about that are just so I don't know, you and I come from a culture of respect and honor, um, and it's just so interesting when you see that
Uh,
there's just such a lack of regard and honor and respect, and honor and respect doesn't mean it just means I'm going to, honor and respect mean I'm going to treat you with dignity. I'm
right.
going to honor your inherent dignity. And it's so interesting that even on Substack sometimes, well, not even, it's a platform like anything else. And it's a platform that I love. But I've read articles where I'm like, oh gosh, this is so dishonorable. Like it's dishonoring, you know?
Yeah.
So and I've been able to figure out a way to stay with the people who are honoring and honorable, but it's interesting to think about how we can get knocked off balance even with something online.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really
Yeah.
easy to just side swiped to swipe up, with the
Yeah.
rest of everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then you're like, woo,
yeah,
woo.
there it goes
Because
going.
you can't unsee the fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, if I could only unsee what I just saw. And they're not asking you
No.
if you want to see that fucked up thing. Right? Like, oh my, hi, Margaret. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Rena. Hello, Thomas. Rena said, Amen. Hi, Margaret. Good to see you. So I think that it's interesting when we're thinking about rebalancing and I like what you said about the spray and being like, oh, do you feel it? It's like the senses, like, the lotion and put it like the fragrance of the lotion, the texture of the lotion, or just like I'm taking care of you.
Right.
I'm putting something on your hands. I'm taking care of you. And so I'm just thinking about like, yeah, and I think that there are different ways that we take care of ourselves. But, one of the things I think about is I think about your owl in the yard. You know what I mean? Like, I feel almost like when we're out of balance, uh, the world knows it, you know,
Yeah.
like the owl will come and say, oh, hi, like message incoming. You know what I mean? Um, So I think there's something about receiving those messages from the natural world instead of being overly reliant on receiving messages from the technosphere. Like there's a biosphere, there's a whole amazing place of prayer, a biosphere that we can rely on for what we need.
Right. There's a
Mhm.
big there's a big, 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 big thing for me. Store signs.
Yeah.
I can't go without my day. Some days I'll be like, "Oh, sad, I didn't get a sign today." And then
Mm.
boom. and I'm like, "Oh, wow, hi," like, I wasn't expecting that, but thank you. Um, but yeah, I'm real big on prayer, like, I pray about anything and everything, and I think that really strengthened my, connection with the higher power and my belief too, and my faith.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so, uh, I know that really helps me balance myself out too, even if it's just like, "Oh my god, help me," like, just
Yeah.
help,
I do.
it and I'll just go or just take pity on me, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just
Yes.
just take pity on me,
Yes.
please.
Massage. Yes. That's
And
it. Like,
I I'm pitiful right now, like, just help. And and it will help, in so many ways, just knowing that the higher power heard me,
mhm.
knowing that my prayer is going to be answered, not at a snap of a finger, but it will be in time,
Yeah.
you know? Um, so yeah, you know, what, I pray as much as I can. Um, eh, I noticed too that, when so we do this thing in the morning when we teach, we do like a prayer circle. Um, and when it's my time to do the prayer circle, I pray out loud
Mm.
and I can feel the energy. Um, like you can feel it all up here, it's just all over.
Yeah.
Feel because we go around and we smudge everybody. And so all that energy is just it's all over. It's kind of like reminds me of remember those like energies where they're just bouncing like all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And then after I pray out loud, I could feel like us like come to the middle or we're like took a deep breath or it's just like
Yeah.
we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be good. Um, so um prayer does it helps balance and center, bring you to where you need to be. Um,
I think it's, I'm thinking about prayer and I'm thinking kind of like about what is the difference between prayer and intention? Or do
mhm.
you feel like they're kind of the same thing? Or do you feel
I
like,
feel like they're the same because like even when I even feel like gratitude is the same too.
mm,
Because I'm like, thank you for, I'm always thankful for a new day.
yeah,
Thank you for um actually
yeah,
being
thank you for a new day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um so right when I wake up, it's like everything I'm thankful for. Like I'm telling Tankashila higher power, whoever wants to listen to me at that time in the morning, it's like,
Who else is
"Yeah,
awake?
with me today." And
Great spirit.
yeah, yeah, phoning in. It's me again with gratitudes.
I know. I'm going to text you right now, Tankashila.
And and so,
Oh my
like,
God.
that is, like, because that's what I do. I, like, thank you and whatever, and then I'll go into, like, an actual prayer, like, "Tankashila, please watch over my loved ones, keep them safe, keep them healthy, guide them to be good relatives,
Mm,
um, guide their voices, help them be supportive to themselves and to others."
mm,
I'm always praying for the elderly, anywhere they go, you be behind them and you help them. Whatever it is, like I do my thankful and then like I guess I'm like telling Tankashila, these are the people,
Yeah.
that I need you to go send an army to go walk. Um, and then I go and I do my like intentions. And
Yeah.
again, like the same thing, like, my beautiful intention today is to like today was to be patient,
Mm,
to use my voice in a good way, to be kind, to to live, to simply live, to be
yeah.
um
Mm,
and I'm praying, it's like I'm praying for that to come.
yeah. Yeah.
And
So you're
so
asking like
feel
creator to
yeah, I feel like all of that is one
yeah.
big prayer, you
You're
know?
asking for yeah, so your meditation, your prayer, your intention. Yeah, so you're like asking for that to come into your being,
Right.
like
Yeah.
to balance you. You're
Yeah.
asking for creator to
Mm.
balance in the lives of those other people too. And for those who are listening, you guys, Tonkashila is Lakota for Mother Sky, and Unchi Makai is Lakota, Oglala Lakota Sioux for uh, Mother Earth. Right. And was there any other words that we said that?
Mm, no.
Okay,
No.
just a little translating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really powerful to think about like prayer and intention is the same thing. I really like how that feels,
Yeah.
and that it's a blessing, like it's just a blessing. That's
Yeah.
just and how and I always appreciate how you pray for the elders, and that that you're blessing them and thinking about them and caring for them. I I want to also to use my voice in a good way. And I want to be thoughtful and I want to have a centered voice. I think this is interesting about what we're talking about with like balance and having a centered voice and also how to have a voice that is connected to Tankashala and connected to Onjimaka, connected to Mother Earth, connected to Father Sky and to also to Creator. So I think that's just like a marvelous feeling if I can just think about that, like to have my voice be embodied
Right.
from the sky, from the earth, from the creator. Like, how can my voice be connected to creator?
Right.
Oh, am I getting some feedback? Hold on, I might be. Sorry about that, Stella. Hi. Let me see if, is that better?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hopefully that'll be, I think when oh, yay. Okay. So I think my volume was having a moment, but yay. I'm glad you're here.
I think too, I know I said I would over time I would probably come with the phases. So I want to jump back to that real quick
Yeah.
before I forget it.
Yes.
Forget. Um,
Remember.
so we're talking about the phases and the moon phases, and each month it's a new moon, full moon, everything.
Yeah.
Um, and a woman's body also transforms into all of that. But we also, so on top of that phase, we also have another phase of like your roles. Maybe it's your mom phase. Um,
Oh,
just even
yeah.
your
Yeah.
personal phase, they
Yeah.
always like it feels, and maybe that's why we feel so like exhausted sometimes because we're just stacked on each other
Yeah.
with all these different phases. Um, so it makes me think like, how can we be more gentle with our phases in life to where we're not so hard on ourselves, not so pressured. Maybe we won't fight so much.
Yeah.
Maybe we will just simply live,
Yeah.
just to knowing that we're gonna go through these phases and we're gonna learn through these phases. Um, s- some phases come every month, and we know
Yeah.
that. We gotta
Yeah, we
prepare
can be
ourselves
prepared.
phase, right?
Yeah.
Um, we gotta work through that phase, it's not like you can say, "Shit, I don't want my period right now." It's like,
Guess what?
you have to have it,
Yeah.
it's like, you have to do it. Um, but it also makes me think about, pregnant mommies too, They're going
Yeah.
through a huge phase, and our mental state, within those phases, because even just with your release time, your moon time, um, your mental state is like mess. It's a mess. But even whenever you're going through menopause or whatever, it's
Right.
still a
Right.
mess.
Right.
You're still going through this phase of life because you're transitioning, you know? And during that moment, it's like, what do I want to release? What do I want to keep?
Yeah.
Um, how can I transform into a new Issa?
Mhm.
How can I keep some of this good knowledge to help others? How can I just say, "Oh, that was a big fail."
Yeah, that was a big fail, and
I
how
don't
do I
want
do it? Yeah.
that, it's
Yeah.
like, so let's just push that to the side. We learned, we're gonna keep moving, you know? Um,
Yeah.
so it I guess I'm saying is just be gentle with your phases. We're gonna have so many phases in our lives. Um, and be supportive to yourself and to
Yeah.
others.
Yeah, be
Through
support. I'm
phases.
turning off this heater. I think that that might be causing. Okay. Can you hear me okay, love?
Yep. Oh, people, can you hear us? Are we
Yeah,
good?
this is good. So I appreciate what you're saying about the phases and the cycles because I mean that's really the reclamation work that every human being I think has to do right now is remembering that we're all cyclical and that yeah, we're all in different phases and we're all in different cycles and to be able to maybe even enter into the cycle to be able to center ourselves through the cycle and to see the cycle as its own sanctuary even, you
Right.
know? So I think there's also something about how do we see the cycle as a place of safety. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, Stella says spiral comes to mind. That's interesting.
Yeah.
One of the things my Lakota mom taught me, Barbara, she taught me that Ina, that she taught me that when we're born, when we're born, um, our spirit comes into our body in a spiral. Like we're born in a spiral, and then we like leave when we leave when it's time to go. We leave in a spiral. And she was just like, just notice like the top of our head, the hair grows in a spiral. Like she was always very much about like the spiral is the symbol or the experience of change, you know? So when we see a spiral, it's like whether it's life and our spirits coming into our body in a
Yeah.
spiral or whether it's the growth of our body or the growth of or the leaving of our body. But just to kind of, I think it's interesting to think about noticing what happens
Mhm.
and spirals. And just to
Right.
notice spirals in our lives could be really
Yeah.
interesting and
Yeah.
that yearning for change.
And just going through the spiral, it's like I
Mhm.
think of like a whirlwind, just you don't know
Mhm.
what it's gonna be. And,
Yemeni.
yeah, and just being with yourself during that moment phase, um, because it will pass, you know,
Yeah.
it will pass. Some last longer than others. some are quick.
Yeah.
And I think too that's like one of the keys of being human or being alive is like feeling all of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of our purpose, is to uh go through these moments, but also to help others as well. That we go through these hardships. We even go through good things, and we're still able to help others when we connect with them.
Yeah. And I think the connection is the key.
Yeah,
Like if
for
we
sure.
can serve, however we can serve, it was like you and I talking this last summer, like, oh, I need to show up for my sister. Like
Yeah,
whatever the fuck I think about whatever whatever is happening. I mean, my language, God help me. Um, Concommensurate, help me with my language. No. um, but, but I think that there's just something about how can I serve?
right.
How can I serve my loved ones and my community and my family and, and my culture and my tribe and, my ancestors. But then because if I can do that, then I can serve the descendants. I can help that, I'm doing something by doing that. I'm able to do something I'm able to be a good relative to
Yeah,
future generations, to the
right.
descendants.
Yeah. And
So I
that's
think,
like our goal, right? To be a
yeah,
good relative. To be a good relative. Be a good relative today.
yeah, yeah,
That's
I
that
love that.
that's your goal. That's what you want to be. That's who you want to be. Like that's at least my legacy, you
Yeah.
know. When it's my time to go, it's like, oh, she was a good relative.
Mm,
Like I remember her, it's like so those things always stick with me. Like how can I be a good relative today?
yes. Yeah. Yeah, Stella says 7 generations and all that. Yes, 110%, Stella.
Yeah.
It's, and it's 7 generations. They now know that it's like 16, like we really vibe on 16 generations back. But culturally, that's what we do is we want to make sure that it's for 7 generations in the past and 7 generations in the future. Like, we're always thinking about that.
Right.
But Issa, I wanted to ask, do you have, what are some ways that people could find balance, or what are some ways that you've been able to find balance through hardship in
Um,
this time? And if there's any ideas you have as we're kind of wrapping up our conversation.
yeah. So, the five senses has really helped me. Smells
Hmm.
that's really centered. Um, being outside in nature.
Yeah, for
Being
sure. Yeah,
mindful of I'm not always going to be doing the right thing. So just being gentle with that
oh, Issa.
and nurturing and like really loving myself. Um because we do all that for everybody else but not ourselves. Even
Yeah,
when we are running on thin ice, barely moving ourselves. Um we have to make sure that we are nurtured, nourished, loved, supported, and that all starts with ourselves first.
yeah,
Um, so I've been really mindful of that too, and just feeding myself with all of that, pouring myself with whatever I need. Um, I think too that what's really helping me with my balance is still my prayer and my intentions that I set every single
mm,
morning.
yeah.
Um, and I've been doing my goals for the month. This is my
It's a
second
great
month doing
idea.
goals for myself and like this month for November was being mindful um being mindful for my health, like having a good health.
Mm,
'cause I want to be healthy,
Yeah.
um, in any way, shape, or form. Like, I have to be healthy. I have to be healthy for myself first, but I also have to be healthy for my children. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm here longer, you know? Um, that's my purpose. And, then I put, to put my phone down so I could create.
Yes. Put my
And
phone down so I can create. Yeah. Yeah. Stella, you can't give what you haven't got. Oh, Melissa's internet is. Yeah. Oh, there she goes. Okay, I'm going to invite her back. Uno momentito. I can, hopefully she can. We're going to come back on. Person. Here we go, Melissa. Great. All right. So Issa was talking about, connecting with herself and connecting with her prayer, and that's one of the ways that really helps her to find her center in this time. And we were in a conversation about her goals for the month, like what are the goals that she set for herself, and I loved that. I'm like, oh, so you set a goal for your health, or you set it, to have good health in your body, or to have a close relationship with Creator. And so I think that that's a really, really powerful thing to kind of walk with from our conversation. I don't know if she's going to be able to get back on. We'll see if she can. Oh, that's so funny. So cute. I think she's figuring it out here. So cute. She's like, I'm on my watch. Oh, that's funny. I know it's hard to track like the phone and things, but uh yeah, that's great. Anyway, so I think that there's a lot of different ways that we can find our center and stay in our center no matter what is happening. And one of the ways is around prayer. Something I really like is I like to I like stuff with hot water, like a cup of tea or a little bit of honey or a little bit of ginger. And I my favorite tea is like pu'er and matcha and Earl Grey. Like those are, any of those will bring some joy to my heart. I also like a really good espresso on occasion, which is very nice. But I think that for me, I think about my relationship with Creator. I think about my ability to make contact with Great Spirit and to be with Great Spirit and to be with Creator. I also think about my loved ones, my family, my friends, like time with people that I really cherish and that cherish me and that have really earned my trust and my vulnerability. And um, so I think about those things and I think about, what are the goals that I have for my own like peace of mind. Something I also like to think about is just like, this is something that I ask when like I do any hiring or uh, with folks is I'll ask like, oh, what are your goals in a year? What is it that you would like to be experiencing in 2 years or in 5 years? And I really love to think about that is just, how do I want my life to be? Where do I want to be? And I can find that that can really help me also to align and to really be like who I am and where I am. And, but it really assists me in staying centered and making sure that I can sit with my voice, that I can, be with my voice. Um, and so I think Issa may may not be able to come back on, but I will have her on again. And she's so amazing. I'm so grateful that she's my sister, and I'm blessed to have her in my world, and I hope that you enjoyed our conversation today, and just thinking about, one of the things she said is we always bloom again. So just to remember that we always bloom again. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week.